Jackie joining us now to discuss this and other top stories. Let's bring in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania talk radio host R.J. Harris and progressive radio show host and Fox News contributor Leslie Marshall. R.J. Leslie, thank you for taking time on a Saturday. So much to get to. Let's start with the report you just heard from Aisha out of Texas, talking about Vice President Harris's trip, not to our southwest border, but to Guatemala and Mexico. Leslie, let me start with you. Should the Vice President be going to our border at some point on this trip?
Absolutely. It doesn't have to be on this trip because this is a two-day trip, and we have to remember whenever any dignitary from our country or another, whether president, the number one, or the number two vice president, travel, it's a bit of upheaval, and obviously, you know, Border Patrol has their hands full at our border right now. However, what she is doing is, you know, bringing gifts, if you will, in the form of vaccines, in the form of money. We have a big problem with Guatemala and Mexico and their relationship to the criminal elements, specifically drug cartel criminal elements within their borders, where rather than their military and government being who is feared by the cartels, it is the other way around. And one more thing I want to add, Griff, is with Mexico, this is going to be very important. This diplomatic cash, you know, gift conversation, and one of the reasons for that is, you know, we arrested the former defense minister, and then under the former administration, Bill Barr was our attorney general then. Then he backed, you know, that off, but that angered some. We've actually had a rocky relationship with Mexico for about 2 years when it comes to immigration.
You know, that border, that southern border in Mexico with Guatemala, separated by the Suchiate River. I've been there. Maybe she will accomplish getting that border shut down, because obviously the migrants come across that one before they get to ours. But RJ, let me ask you this. You heard when Jackie was introducing our reporter Aisha that nearly 11,000 Venezuelans this fiscal year have crossed our borders. So what is it that the vice president can accomplish talking to Guatemala and Mexico when you've got so many other countries coming?
Couple of day vacation with a lot going on around her, but other than that, nothing. Look, you know, this has been framed as she's going there to come up with the underlying reasons that this is happening. We can give you the reasons. We have open borders. You show us footage after footage after footage of hundreds and thousands coming across our borders, nothing being done about it, really. And in fact, if anything, they act like they're in denial, which is almost impossible to believe. But let's go with what the underlying issue is, really. They come to America because they can work and make great money. Many of them send it home. We know that. It's been that way for years and years. So they're coming here to make money. Others have, you know, they are involved in crime, but I believe that's the minority. I believe most people are coming here for a good life because America is a great country. That's why all immigrants come here. The only thing we've ever wanted is control over it. If you're coming in here, we want to know who you are, and we want you to come the right way. You know, I know that's simplistic, but that's the story.
Well, we'll see what becomes of this trip. Obviously, meanwhile, our border on fire. I want to shift gears, though, because there is another story that needs some attention, and that is this Yale lecturer, Dr. Aruna Khilanani, who is a psychiatrist. She has several degrees. She's giving a lecture to medical students at Yale University, and it appears it's about race, and it appears her solution to racism, to put it bluntly, seems to be to shoot white people. Let me give you a quote from that lecture. She says, "I had fantasies of unloading a revolver into the head of any white person that got in my way, burying their body and wiping my bloody hands as I walked away relatively guiltless with a bounce in my step. Like I did the world an effing favor. White people are out of their minds, and they have been for a long time. We are now in a psychological predicament because white people feel that we are bullying them when we bring up race." Unbelievable remarks, Leslie. Why in the world would she go to any campus, let alone an Ivy League campus, and say these things?
I think many of us have some really dark thoughts in our lives or fantasies, and nobody should be telling anybody that. And especially when you look at the diversity among our medical community. I would imagine that there were white people in that room as well as many people of color. And I'm really not sure what fantasies have to do with, people get sick of me saying I'm married to a physician, but I've been with him since first year of medical school. And I can guarantee you he didn't have issues on race. When a patient comes through the door, all my husband's looking at as an orthopedic surgeon is their bone, not their skin color, their religion, their cultural background, their ethnicity. And, I certainly would imagine that every single physician in this nation, if not worldwide, does that as well. So I don't understand why this person was speaking. I certainly don't understand why she was speaking about that content. And, there are some things that definitely you should keep to yourself. And to me, this was one of them. And it's concerning. It's concerning.
Lastly, RJ, I want to get your thoughts because she's not only not walking back from it, she's going on TikTok and demanding Yale release publicly the lecture.
Well, first of all, she's a racist. Now, we've been told through this whole debate that people of color can't be racist. Are you kidding me? Listen to these statements. She needs couch time. This psychiatrist needs a psychiatrist. This is the kind of stuff that a psychiatrist would have heard from Tony Soprano. Honestly, this is crazy. She really is, I'm sorry, a lunatic when speaking like this. I agree that, you could say, well, we all have dark thoughts, but this is incredible. And by the way, she knew there were 5 bullets in a revolver. So she's thought about this quite a bit.
RJ Harris in Pennsylvania, Leslie Marshall, thank you for taking time. We got to leave it there, but great conversation. Jackie?
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.